So I have a story time. Get ready, here we go. So I was a hairdresser I'm still a hairdresser for over 20 years now. And I worked in a particular salon in a mall. It was a big salon, well-known salon. And I was there, I worked as a master designer hairdresser. And you come across a lot of crazy clients every now and then, but this particular client was scheduled to come in for a roller set like Christmas Eve or something like that. I don't remember what service she was going to have, but it was booked for Christmas Eve. Whoever booked her appointment booked her for the day before Christmas Eve. So when her appointment time came on the day before Christmas Eve, she never showed up. She was a no call, no show. So we brought somebody else into her place, right? So the next day comes around, and we're finishing up. We have like a couple hours left of the day, and everybody's getting ready to go home and enjoy their Christmas Eve. And this lady shows up, and she is demanding to have her hair done by me, right? Now I'm completely booked. I have like 2 or 3 clients already that I'm with. I'm doing highlights when she walked in. It was just a hot mess. She literally cursed me out. She was so angry. She refused to leave. She made me feel so bad. I started crying because just the stress and having her like speak the way she spoke to me in front of everybody was just, it was so embarrassing, and it was so uncalled for. Like, I probably would have even ended up staying and doing her hair after late, no problem, had she been more polite, but her schedule was misbooked, and that was not my fault. So that's between the receptionist and the client. Like, I have nothing to do with that. I don't book the appointments. So somebody takes care of her because I couldn't, and I refused to after that, because I'm not going to do your hair after you treat me that way. So she got her roller set. That's fine. She was giving me dirty looks all the rest of the night that she was there, and that was fine, whatever. She was somewhat of a frequent customer. Like, I had seen her in there a few times before, just never with me, but I had done her mom's hair before. So her mom was like insisted on her going to me, and it didn't work out. So she came in like a little after the New Year's, like towards the end of January, and I was just so like hurt still and offended, and I did not like her at all. I could never look at her ever again. So for the rest of the time that I worked there, from that day on, it was bad vibes from her every time she saw me. So I just never looked at her or paid any mind to her, because I'm a flight type of person. I'm not a fighter. I'm a flighter, or a freezer. So she comes in the end of January, and the thing, okay, so the salon that I worked at, they had a palmetto bug infestation, and I mean, all the time you would see like a little bug like scurrying across the floor. And it was super freaking embarrassing. Like, I hated it when the bugs would come out and you're working on your client. It was super embarrassing and disgusting. I absolutely hated it. And as much as I loved working there, and it was a great group of people, the bugs were not something that I ever wanted to deal with. It was really nasty. But it's South Florida, and there's palmetto bugs everywhere in South Florida, so you get used to them. So they would crawl around all the time. So I was sitting at the they have like a shampoo area, and I was sitting there talking to my client, and we're waiting for her color to process, and we're just chit chatting. It's kind of slow, and the lady, Miss Christmas Eve, I call her, she goes under the like, there's a hooded dryer that you sit with a roller set, and you sit there for a while and let it dry, let your hair dry. So she's sitting under the hooded dryer, and she has her purse on the floor by her feet next to her, and a freaking palmetto bug starts crawling up, and you can see it going all the way down the row of the hooded dryers, the chairs. It's on the floor, but it's crawling like right up against the feet of the chairs, which there is no underneath the chair. The chairs are like solid from the seat to the ground. It's a solid wood all the way across. So the bug can only go up the chair or away from the chair. So it's scurrying and it's crawling right along. And I nudged my client, and I'm like, look. Oh. And we're both like, oh my God. We're watching like what's gonna happen next. Now, I'm a really nice person, and had this woman not been so rude to me the month before, I probably would have ran over there with a broom, smashed it, and took care of it. But instead, I let God do his work. And let me tell you, honey, God uses creatures of all sorts to repay debt. So let me tell you what happened. The bug is scurrying along the side of the chair, and it reaches her purse, What do you think happened? Sucker crawled up the side of her purse and right down inside right down inside of it. And you know what? I can't imagine the look on my face, but I seen it happen and I didn't say a word. I allowed it. I did not intervene. You do not intervene when God is dealing with someone. You let him do his job and trust him, because God is like the king of revenge. Like, you never ever have to do anything. Just talk to the Lord. Talk to the Lord. He will do it for you. And so this Miss Christmas Eve did not just only go home with a great roller set that day. She went home with a beloved friend of the salon, Mr. Cockroach. We bid you adieu, sir, and I hope that you survived and are doing well and thriving in this woman's home. So yeah, don't cross me, honey, because God's got my back, and I'm not going to reach out and save you when it's time to pay up. I love you guys. I'm a good person, and so are you. Have a great day.